Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today, I'll be ranking the Knuckles levels from worst to best. Let's get into it. These are the Echidna levels ranked from worst to best in Sonic Adventure 2. And starting dead last is number 6, Cannon's Core, Knuckles' version. Out of all the Cannon's Core segments, this one is the absolute worst. Mostly because 90% of the segment is underwater. And not just underwater. Unfair underwater. Now, in Aquatic Mine, I'll mention more of that later. You have to get the underwater necklace. If you don't have that, then you're out. Then you're out of luck. You're pretty much out of luck. I mean, it is insufferable. And that's not even the worst of it. No. You have to press the button, the timer one. But you have to be so damn quick, otherwise the currents are gonna push you back and you have to start again. I mean, that is insufferable. Oh yeah, and you have to be quick, super quick. I mean, you can't mess around. You have to be quick and straight into it. It is insufferable, and I consider it the worst Cannon Core segment out of the 5. But thankfully it leads to an awesome segment. God, I hate this level. Number 5, Death Chamber. Honestly, it's not great, but it's not half bad. I kinda like the music. It's not half bad. Some of the structure can be very confusing. Even when you think you're close to the Emerald Shard, it beeps off somewhere else. I know that's the idea, but it's very confusing. Oh, and enemy placement can be a bit iffy sometimes. It's not the worst treasure hunting level, trust me. There's a lot more worse. I'll explain that to the other character who does the treasure hunting levels in this game, but overall, it's a pretty lackluster level, to say the least. Number 4, Pumpkin Hill. Okay, I know, Pumpkin Hill is iconic, but it's too big for my liking. That's my only nitpick, but I don't know, some of it could be very confusing, particularly when you get the hints. Sometimes you have to fly around to its 3 segments, the pumpkins, the graveyard, and the church. No, sorry. The pumpkin, the ghost train, and the church, but it feels out of touch and it can be very confusing for some players. But the music's freaking awesome. Yeah. Honestly, the music is what saves this level from ranking lower. Honestly, the music's freaking awesome. Go listen to it. I don't know what the actual music's called, but I mostly know it as the Pumpkin Hill theme. Absolute notch. Honestly, the music just slaps. Number 3, Meteor Herd. Is the final level for Knuckles' story. It ain't half bad. I like the space setting. It's not too overly big. Trust me, we'll get to the other version that sucks hard. But I like the ambience. The cinematography is gorgeous as always. Seriously, when they film stuff in space, it's beautiful. But what stops it from ranking higher is sometimes the layout can be a bit confusing. I'll try my best to explain it. When those big katanas that are floating in space. Sometimes you think you're getting closer to the right one, but when you try and get close to the right one, it decides to beep somewhere else. Figure that one out. And they repeat that exact same mistake in the other space treasure hunting level. Overall, it's a pretty competently made level as the final level for Knuckles in his story. I think it's a pretty good level. That's all I can say. Number 2, Aquatic Mine. Yeah, this is where you get the underwater necklace, and thank God for that, because Cannon's Court just sucks! Okay. Most people I've heard hate this level most because of the underwater stuff and you have to keep switching. I honestly don't mind. I like the difficulty here. And honestly, I think it's simple. I mean, up top is obviously the 3rd level, down the middle is the 2nd level, and the bottom one is the 1st. Or maybe it's 2 or 1 and 3 swapped around. I don't know, it's been a while since I played this game, but I thoroughly enjoyed this level still. Thankfully, they made the underwater phases actually surprisingly easy once you get the necklace. But overall, it's a pretty good level. But there is one that I thoroughly enjoyed more. Can you figure out what it is? Well, let's find out. And the number 1 best Knuckles level is number 1, Wild Canyon. The first is always the best, honestly. This was a fantastic level to start Knuckles' story. I love the layout, it's super easy, and I thoroughly enjoyed the structure. I mean, and honestly, the music just ultimately slaps. And I honestly consider it the number 1 best Knuckles level in the game, period. So that's my ranking on the Knuckles levels. I know it's not long, but I think it's long enough. In a couple of hours, I'll do the Rouge levels, right from worst to best. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.